Well, guys, I did some stuff to the boat. I have not even, I finished painting it, but I haven't had it in the water yet. And, I did a camo spray bomb. So it had some of these, brown and green and whatnot. I think brown, green, and black, or brown, green, and tan, or something like that. So, I used branches. I would hold a branch over it first. I'd hold a tree branch. I did it upside down because the boat was upside down when I painted it, but I would hold a tree branch there, and then I'd do shade over top of it, and then pull the tree branch off, and you get the shadow. Because, I did that with the white first, and I decided to leave the white. Sort of like if you look at mossy oak, you'll see white birch bark branches and stuff. So I decided to do that first. And then from there, I just shaded some color in around it, and then around the white. And then I switched colors again, and I did I did a little bit of grass, which is, I don't think you can even see it. Yeah, you can see a little bit of grass right there, but most of the grass didn't really turn out. I think there's a little bit of grass there too. But anyway, I just did different colors and put different, take a leaf off a tree, or these ones are actually sumac, a big leaf branch from a sumac. I just hold it up over the green and spray paint brown over top of it. And so I'm not super proud of the camo job, but anyway, what else did I do? I was talking about building the front into a storage compartment in one of the earlier videos I did on this boat. And I went to the store and I bought some of these magnet latches here. And that's the magnet receiver there, the little steel plate, but it doesn't work very good on an angle because they rest on an angle like that. It's almost a 45-degree angle. That line is a 45-degree angle. So it's pretty close to a 45, but if I put these on here, these metal tabs, which comes from like a roll of metal strap, they're pretty, I bent it into that shape and it stays that shape. So it's pretty strong stuff, but it's just enough for the magnets to grab it. I put one magnet on each side, and it's just enough there to grab on each side. Another thing I did was I put these little tiny hinges down here, and this is off a propane tank. If you ever seen me do my propane tank recycling videos, I've got 2 of them on YouTube. But anyway, that's a valve off of either a brass valve or a propane tank valve or something, the handle. And I thought it would make, I thought it was kind of cool. It's kind of like the shape of a steering wheel off a boat, and it's kind of like authentic and rusty and kind of patina, rat rod, kind of unique kind of thing. Anyway, put that on there just for like a handle. I might have to put a lock on it because those magnets, if I had the boat upside down, which I probably won't, I thought it might fit upside down on the roof of a vehicle, but it's getting pretty big and heavy, so might have to put a lock on there or some sort of a lock. So what I did was I made a storage unit yeah, there's a storage compartment in there. How big is it, or how much room is there in there? Well, I'll stick my drill in there just for size comparison. And what else? Put the fishing rod holders in there. So all they are is black ABS pipe. Pretty simple. And they just sit, they clamp here and they just sit into a stud here that sticks up. So anyway, there's quite a bit of room in that storage compartment, even though the styrofoam is 1 inch thick, so it takes up an extra inch. But I'll have no problem. I'll have no problem keeping PFDs in there. Oh, that's another thing. I went and bought some new PFDs. They're on sale this week at Canadian Tire. They're regular $50 each. They're the nice sporty style PFDs. And they're decent. They're pretty decent, and they come in different sizes. So I bought 2 of them. Two of them would have been normally $100 because they're $50 each, regular. But I got them on sale for $20 each. So I got 2 nice matching PFDs for $40. Regular price would have been $100 for both. So I think the PFDs would fit in there. And I bought a boat safety kit, which is mandatory here in Canada. So the boat safety kit can go in there. PFDs, you might fit a small tackle box in there. Whatever. You might fit a small battery in there, but that's not what I made it for. It's not what it's intended for. So that's on basically a 45 there, and you can see how much room there is. The room is from the nose here back. I want to get the measuring tape and do a little measurement here. So right about here would be the hinge, or let's say somewhere between the middle of the door, because your storage compartment tapers down there. So let's say in the middle of the door, which would be right about there to the nose. I think there's a good 12 inches. Yeah, there's a good 12 inches of storage there. And the compartment is 30 inches wide. And how tall or deep is it? It's about 8 inches deep at the deepest point, so it's not very tall. If I took the styrofoam out, you might get 9 inches of depth. That's another thing. I put some styrofoam in there, and I wrapped the edges. All around the edges I wrapped with this aluminum tape, because it's like a styrofoam in there, and it's kind of messy a little bit. You get these particles, styrofoam particles, so I wrapped the edges in tape. And I should have, it took me a while to figure it out, but I double overlapped them and I let them overhang a bit, and you get more overlap on the edges. That's the way to go. So anyway, quick simple updates. Fishing rod holders are in. I made a storage compartment which needs to be painted, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it probably needs to be painted. I did a horrible quick camo job on the outside only. Yeah. Well, the camo jobs is definitely not great, but it was an experiment anyway, a fun experiment. So I don't know how long that's gonna stay on there, but it is gonna stay on there for now, the camo paint. And yeah, I thought about putting limit straps on here because the hinges bind as soon as the hinges are on the inside, so the board binds on the outside. So I was thinking about putting a limiting strap from here to here, maybe a piece of speaker wire or something with some eyelets on the end, so it can't open too far or it can't limit the hinges, because they're only tiny hinges. Anyway, I'm really proud of this part, the storage compartment. I really like that. And in order to tape that sheet of styrofoam, it's all one piece up in there, so I have to take the hinges off, or maybe remove the styrofoam out of that compartment. I don't know. I think I should leave it in there. But I wrapped the edges in tape. I just haven't wrapped those edges yet because I was working on this. So yeah, that's about all I can do. It was pouring rain this morning. Rain and clouds and miserable weather. It's starting to clear up now, but who knows when I'll get it out in the water. I don't think it'll fit in my PT Cruiser. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. So see you next time.